In the last 18 months, the SOC industry quietly started restructuring itself. Tier 1 analyst headcount shrinking, the big SIEM vendors pivoting their pitches across the SOC industry, job postings shifting in language. And in the rubble, one role started pulling salaries that look more like staff software engineer than incident responder. Welcome to Tech Updates Special Series, Episode 2. Today we are talking about the detection engineer, the job that quietly replaced the SOC. A detection engineer does four things, and unlike the CISO job, all four are technical. 1. They write detections, real code version peer-reviewed detections. In Sigma, in KQL, in Splunk's SPL, in whatever language their stack speaks, these detections live in Git. They go through pull requests, they get rolled back when they are bad. 2. They tune false positives, because a detection that fires on every login is not a detection. It is noise with ambition. 3. They hunt proactively, hypothesis driven. If an attacker were inside our environment right now, where would I see them? 4. They partner with the red team. Every red team exercise generates new detections. Every detection gap is a future incident. If your security program treats detection as a cue you acknowledge and threat hunting as a we will get to it, you do not have detection engineers. You have alert dispatchers. One stat before we move on. The pay band for a Tier 1 SOC analyst in 2025 is roughly $70,000 to $90,000. The pay band for a senior detection engineer at the same company is $200,000 to $280,000. The pay band for a principal detection engineer at a top tech company is $350,000 plus equity. Same building, same coffee machine, 3 to 4x the comp. Why? Because detection engineering is software engineering with a security domain attached. You ship code, you version it, you measure it, you roll it back. The companies paying top dollar, Netflix, Datadog, Snowflake, the usual suspects, figured out something the MSSP industry is still in denial about. The bottleneck in security operations was never analysts looking at alerts. The bottleneck was the alerts themselves. Bad detections, no version control, no measurement of efficacy. Fix the source. The queue takes care of itself. That is the entire pitch. Here's the part the SOC vendors do not want you to internalize. Detection as code is a 1986 idea. DevOps for security alerts that the security industry took 30 years to adopt. Now that it is adopted, the implications are radical. If your detections are code, you do not need a 1,000-person SOC. You need 50 engineers and good telemetry. If your detections are code, you can measure mean time to detect not as a vague SLA, but as a unit-tested metric. If your detections are code, when one of them is wrong, you do not email a vendor. You revert the commit. Public Splunk and Elastic case studies tell the same story, paraphrased. We used to have 80 alert categories, we now have 800 detections, and we ship a new one every 2 days. 80 to 800, 10x increase, same headcount. The implication, if your job in 2025 is acknowledging alerts in a queue, the queue is winning. The good news, the role that replaces it pays more, ships actual code, and gets to write YAML for a living. YAML, where the dreams live, 8 a.m. Stand up with the rest of the detection team. You demo a new detection you wrote yesterday. It catches a specific Active Directory persistence technique. You get 4 nitpicks and 1 merge approval. 10 a.m. Tuning session. A detection from last quarter is firing 200 times a day. You dig in, turns out a new IT tool is generating the exact same telemetry as the malware behavior you were watching for. You add an exception. You deploy. You move on. 1 p.m. Hunt. You are chasing a hypothesis from the threat intel team. Attackers are using legitimate cloud functions for command and control. You write 3 queries, you find nothing, you log the queries anyway. They are now reusable. 3 p.m. Purple team session. Red team runs an attack. Your detections catch 6 of 9 steps. You write 3 new detections to close the gap. They will be in production by Monday. 5 p.m. Coffee. You go home, you do not get paged. There is no on-call rotation for detection engineering at well-run shops. Read that twice. The path is shorter than the CISO path by a lot. Year 0 to 2, SOC analyst, junior threat researcher, junior incident responder. You learn what attacks look like in telemetry. Years 2 to 4, senior SOC analyst or SIEM administrator. You learn that telemetry is a fragile, lying narrator. Years 4 to 6, detection engineer. You learn how to write tests for detections. That is it. That is the path. 6 years total. Some people skip the SOC entirely and come from software engineering plus a security side hustle. That path takes 4 years. The reverse, security person learns to code, takes longer because writing maintainable code is a real skill that the industry pretends is optional. There are no certifications that matter for this role. Repeat 0. The interview is technical. They will ask you to write a detection on a whiteboard. They will ask you to debug one that is wrong. They will ask you what coverage means. If your answer to what coverage means is we cover the MITRE attack framework, you will not get the job. Open LinkedIn, search threat hunter. What you will see, cyber Sherlock, adversary emulation specialist, MITRE attack practitioner, and a profile picture in a hoodie. Now let's translate that. Cyber Sherlock means I write Splunk queries. Adversary emulation specialist means I read red team reports and write detections from them. MITRE attack practitioner means I have a poster on my wall, the actual day-to-day from public practitioner surveys. 40% writing and tuning detections, 25% investigating false positives, 20% code review and pull requests, 10% hunting, 5% meetings. The hunting, the cool part, is 5%. The Splunk queries and the YAML wrangling is everything else. If you became a detection engineer because you wanted to be a cyber Sherlock, you will be disappointed. If you became one because you like writing precise code that catches real attackers, congratulations. You found the role with the best comp to burnout ratio in the entire field, and nobody on TikTok has heard of it. So, is it worth it? Yes. Unambiguously. The comp is good, the work is technical, the on-call burden is low at well-run shops, and you can measure your impact in a way that almost no other security role allows. Did the detection catch the attack? Yes or no? Black and white. There is a clarity here that does not exist in vulnerability management or governance. If you are a SOC analyst right now watching your alert queue, learning your SIEM by repetition, you are 6 months of code writing practice away from doubling your salary. Treat this as your map. Next episode in the special series, the AI security engineer. The job that did not exist 24 months ago, and every Fortune 500 is hiring for it. We will see you then. This is Tech Updates. Stay sharp.